Testing. 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 That should be better. I'm sorry, I had the wrong selection selected. Let me know if you can hear me now. I'm sorry about that. I do apologize. You only lost out of 1 minute of me talking. And let me know if you can hear me, folks. As soon as you can say yes, that will be great. And then I've got confirmation that it's all working. I will await your confirmation on the sound. Welcome to Sunday night. It appears that the sound is working to me. It works. Thank you, Marcin. Eduardo, yes, you are a, whoever that was, Mole, you are a pro lip reader. I was saying buy Bitcoin. Yes, you're quite right. Welcome to the stream, everyone. And please hit the like button right now and the subscribe button and the bell button. And welcome to the stream on a Sunday night. It's unusual for me to be here. I will be quick. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, natural gas, and stocks and gold. Bitcoin, natural gas, stocks, and gold. So please don't ask me about the euro yen or the state of the Swedish NOK or what's happening to the corn price. We're going to be talking about gold, stocks, natural gas, and crypto. So welcome to everyone. Welcome to the chat. I really appreciate you being here on a Sunday evening. It is now time to start. I'm being very deliberate and staccato with my statements, as you can tell by my peculiar attitude. It's only because it's late on a Sunday night and I'm tired and I don't really want to be here, but I'm here because I care about all of you and I want to tell you what's going on and I want to go through the charts with you because there are some important things to cover. So let's get straight into it. Whilst we're here, we'll keep this video short. I'm hoping about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe half an hour. I said I'd talk about natural gas and gold and crypto and stocks. I'm going to start with stocks. I'm going to give you what I think is going to happen next week. I'll take your questions at the end, but I have no positions on any stock trades right now. I'm not long on the NASDAQ. I'm not long on the S&P. I'm not short on the NASDAQ. I'm not short on the S&P. We closed all of our positions out on Friday, waiting to re-enter the market. I'm thinking that on the NASDAQ, we'll eventually have to retest this line at the top, which is a shorter term channel compared to the longer term green channel, but it's the first resistance, and it's also the 200 period Bollinger Band at the top left, at the top of the, basically where this channel is. So I'm going to steal one of these red blobs and put it there, and I'm going to say that's my target for the NASDAQ. And you could treat that in two ways. You could say, well, I'm going to wait for the NASDAQ to get there and then go short. Or you could say, I'm going to buy the NASDAQ to get there and then go short and reverse direction. That's what I'm going to choose, I think, when the market opens up in a few hours' time. And another subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Wonderful to see you all. So I think when the market opens up in a few hours' time, in fact, in exactly 4 hours' time, I will consider going long here on the NASDAQ, aiming for the top of the channel to exit and reverse for a move back down to the bottom of the green channel down here, down to the 200 period moving average, the 100, most traded zone above us, and this previous high, which I think we'll break to get into the most traded zone. That's my plan on the NASDAQ. And then on the S&P, I have a similar plan. This is the S&P 500. We have a megaphone pattern forming here at the top, which is interesting. One of the most reliable trading patterns, in my opinion, and we have one right here. It's probably not drawn perfectly, but it's good enough for now. And that's the megaphone. It's a reversal pattern occurring at the top of a trend, but the megaphone is not yet complete. We've only had one sort of touch at the top and one touch at the bottom. We want another one at the top and another one at the bottom, and then the direction should be determined. This red path actually is probably a bit skew. Could be a calamitous crash back down to somewhere here. So that's the idea, to trade this megaphone to get in now long to aim for the top of the channel, the 200 period Bollinger Band, the 1.618% Fibonacci, 78.6% Fibonacci extension level, and the top of the megaphone pattern. So I seek to go long on the S&P in a few hours' time to exit at the megaphone top and the 78.6 Fib and the top 200 period Bollinger Band for a move back down to the bottom of the megaphone to then complete this pattern, and then we'll decide what happens after that. What happens here will decide what happens, I suppose, on the NASDAQ and the other stock markets, so watch this one very closely if we do get anything resembling that path that I've drawn. So folks, that's stocks. I've covered stocks. That's one of the 4 things I want to talk about today, and I've given you my idea. If that should not work out and we should begin to drop, I'll look to go short on the NASDAQ and short in the S&P, and potentially short on some of the other names as well, including the German 30, this one over here, which is also very messy at the top of this trifecta triple top. This one coming late after the Zweig Brett thrust through sort of forced us back against the trend, against the grain, against the wishes of the market, all the way back up to the double top. Now we've got a triple top. So we're watching this one closely too, depending on the NASDAQ and the S&P. This won't follow suit necessarily, but in general, it may do. That's stocks, folks. I want to move on now to natural gas. No, I'm not. I'm going to talk about gold next. And I've actually got rid of my gold chart for some reason. Right. What I'm going to do is draw a gold chart here for you. Instead of messing around and wasting time, we're not looking in crypto. Let's have a look here. Gold on Black Bull. There we go. All right, now, to gold. What's going on here? Well, we've gone long on gold now after the breakout. This is actually not the right chart, but anyway. Don't know which one we were trading, actually, or using to illustrate this. Perhaps the gold chart on. Just going to cycle through these very quickly. No, not that one. All right, doesn't matter. I'm going to give you a general idea here on gold, and basically we've got a rising triangle with a top above us, and this is set for a breakout. It took some time to develop this triangle, but now that we have it, we can trade off it. So I'm going to draw a big starting point for this triangle, draw it like that. We're going to have a flat top here, actually, and I'm going to draw for you a rising or ascending triangle, which is likely to break out through the top. I'm not going to draw this perfectly for you today, just to give you the idea, but you know what I mean. So I'm looking for a breakout through the top on this, on gold. I'm long on gold now. As you know, I've been short. We got short on that rise up to the high level, trying to get these shorts. We eventually broke down through an initial trend line and triangle. And let me draw that line in for you too. No, not a ray. We had an initial triangle like that. If you remember, we broke down through the bottom of the triangle. We bounced right back and reclaimed it, reclaiming that trend line, and also reclaiming the 20 and the 50-day moving averages. So we've gone long basically on the basis of that bounce back into the triangle, back above the trend line, back above the 20, back above the 50, and now above the most traded zone. The next move should be a breakout through the triangle top, which we will, we'll go along with it because we're long already, but looking for this sort of thing, a crash up through the channel top, maybe even just back to that double top all-time high, but I don't place a lot of weight on that top. No volume there. It's just a spike. The real top is over here, and I think we'll get a break up there, maybe just to that level, actually, to the previous all-time high. A rejection there because it's an important level, even though it's not strong, and then back down to the top of the triangle, and off we go. Target about $5,000, I think, actually, eventually on gold. But let's go for a more conservative target to start with, and we'll aim for the first Fibonacci extension above us, and that's at 3,700 or 750, thereabouts. Let's change that to green, and we've now completed gold as a project. We're also long on silver at the same time. I'm not going to go into the silver chart right now. This triangle's not drawn properly, by the way, folks. Just showing you the idea. The important part is the top of the triangle that we're going to break out of. So at the same time we're long on gold, we're now also long on silver. We're now long on them together. Previously, we've been long silver, short gold. Eventually, we made a little bit of profit on the short gold, but not for long because we bounced back in. This is a great looking chart, folks. I think this is a very constructive build for gold, and I'm fully long on gold. I think when the stock markets reach up to those levels that I had highlighted on that chart, let me go back to this. Really important to remember this. If we go back to that chart on the stocks, this is how I think it's going to play out. I'll use the NASDAQ. Well, let's use the S&P. So, that's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Reset. So, when the S&P completes this move up and starts to move down, I think gold will carry on moving up with the S&P. When the S&P starts moving down, as they say in Scotland and Ireland, as the S&P starts moving down, I think gold will carry on moving up as we go along, and potentially Bitcoin as well, and various other cryptos as they decouple from the stock market and potentially from gold too, or align themselves more with gold, I suppose. So as this moves up, gold should move up with it, and as this moves down, gold should carry on moving up at the same time. So I'm long on gold, long on silver, long on stocks, ready to reverse at the top, and that's covered two of the topics for today. Third topic, natural gas. Let's have a look, and then we're going to talk about crypto. I'm going to spend a couple more minutes to talk about that. So natural gas, you'll be familiar with this path, or these paths rather. I've had them up on X for a while now, a few days, and over the weekend. This is the first path that we aimed for, we didn't get. I thought we might get the second path, sort of bouncing off the channel bottom. We didn't even try it, we just burst right through that channel or flag bottom. Turns out now that it looks more like a bear flag than anything else, and we're down below the bottom of it, but we still have support here where the orange arrow is. I'm fully hedged on natural gas. I have no directional bias. I don't know which way we're going to go. I got long there. Sorry, which way was it now? Anyway, those are the two positions right next to each other, around about the $3 level, and fully hedged, being super cautious going into this current weekend because of what was going on in Israel and what was going on in Russia and the Donbass and all the negotiations around that, which put the mockers on many of the markets leading up into the weekend and perhaps over the weekend as well. I don't know. Haven't followed the politics just yet. I've been taking some time off with my family, so I'll get into the politics later on. But two paths here for natural gas. I have not picked a path, and I am not in this market, apart from a small hedge, which remains in place. With a loss, a very small loss on a small hedge, but eventually, or essentially, you could say I have no direction on this. I do, however, have a broad view, and we'll find out in a few hours' time which of these views may or may not work out. But apart from the fact that we have a crowning head and shoulders type pattern, apart from the fact that we had a bull run and what is now potentially a very messy and very broad bull flag, and if we hold the bottom of this flag, we should break through the top and carry on moving higher, maybe to $4 or $5. But if we break down through the bottom, we've got a big problem on our hands, because we've then got a potential move all the way down to $2, 10 or 20 or maybe 50 as a measured move. You can see I've put that on there as an annotation. So, and I'm not going to go into the reasons for that target, but it's basically just technical targets from the charts. Nothing more than that, nothing more weighty or more serious, just technical targets. So can we hold here? If we do hold here, I think we've got a 50-50 chance of holding this level at $2.88, 89, something like that, and bouncing up. And if we do hold that in early play, and I suspect we may even try a double bottom, be prepared for that. So natural gas, oil, gold, all of those sort of American commodities. It's a tongue-in-cheek joke, but I think you know what I mean. Oil and gas and crude, slinging crude down there in the Midwest. So yeah, it's going to be a messy old chart. But I do think that it's potentially a double bottom here. As I said, those instruments love double bottoms. Oil, gold, natural gas. So let's see what happens. I will inform my private group as we open up. And if you are stuck in a natural gas trade, you don't know what to do with it, and perhaps there's quite a lot of money riding on it for you, I don't want you to feel left alone or isolated or that you have nowhere to turn to. Please message me or join my private group. Come and chat with us, find out what's going on. And if you've got a problem, let me know. We'll try and fix it for you. Quite a lot of people come to my private group, not because I give out signals, because I don't. I tell people what I'm doing, how I trade, the positions I put on, the reasons I put them on, when I exit, when I adjust my trades, when I hedge, when I don't hedge. And the result at the end of the trade is published accurately and beautifully in the trading room. So that's what we do. It's not a signal service. It's a trading community of like-minded traders and friends, really. There are 120 of us now, which is great because we've grown quite rapidly, and I think we will continue to do so. Price is going up tomorrow, so if you'd like to join, now's your chance because the prices are going up, and there are discounts currently available. That's my last sort of spiel for today. So we're talking about natural gas. If you're stuck And it has been a messy old period, this last contract. And if you've got messed up and tied up in it and hedged or unhedged, taken losses, got in the wrong direction, don't know what's going on, it looks like a dog's breakfast to you, come and see us at the private group and I'll help you as best I can to get out of the situation. That's natural gas, folks. We'll find out soon enough. I have no directional bias. If we hold that low, let me just go back to the chart to give you this object lesson while we're talking. If we hold that low, maybe even with a double bottom, we should see a retest of the channel top and eventually a break through that top up towards maybe 4. And maybe we only just get to the channel top and no further than that. We'll see. But nevertheless, we're at the bottom, and the logical thing to do now is to buy and hope for this to get to the top and potentially reverse if this breaks down and closes beneath this channel and carries on heading down. That's natural gas, and we're finished with that. I'm not going to talk about the other energies. Today we're talking about natural gas, gold, oil, not oil, rather, natural gas, oil, natural gas, gold, stocks, and we're now going to talk about crypto. So let's go to the crypto chart. You can see I'm a little bit tired. Now on this chart, you'll have not seen this before. I've got multiple crypto pairs here, and you might say, what the hell's going on? This is not the chart that I recognize from James's desktop, but I've added some altcoins in here, and I'll read them from the top left down as we go along. So we've got Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, what's this one? Polkadot, Dogecoin, what's this one? Cardano, ADA, gold, that's the one I've just changed for something. I don't know what was there. Oh, yes, I do. It was Litecoin, LTE. Litecoin. Let's go to crypto. Is it a light? Where is it? Coinbase. There we go. Black Bull. So my broker offers quite a lot of these cryptos. So there we got Litecoin and then Solana. So I've got a whole bunch here. This is not an exhaustive list. I've got other coins that I'm looking at as well, including SUI. I'll read some of them out to you. Write this list down, folks. I'm going to refer to it shortly. So you've got that list on there. Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, Polkadot, Doge, Cardano, Litecoin, Solana, and I'm reading them out to you, and you don't know why, but I'm going to tell you shortly. And then BNB and SUI, S-U-I, BNB, like Airbnb, and SUI, S-U-I. That gives us 10 different names, including the 8 ones on this chart here. Now, it appears to me, and I want to say this as simply and easily as possible, it appears to me that we are starting what I reluctantly call the crypto cycle, bull run, altcoin season, etc., etc. In other words, buy the hell out of everything. It's not something I normally do, but I have a feeling, and I'm just telling you what I'm doing. I'm not giving you financial advice. I am not suggesting that anything I've got to say to you is worth a grain of salt. You should not take advice from anyone on YouTube, including me, including the best trader you think you know on YouTube, who you think is a god or a genius. They are not. They get things wrong all the time, and so do I. And it's quite possible that I'm wrong on everything that I've said today already. So don't follow me blindly. Come and join my private group and find out for yourself the reasons why we take these trades so that you can learn for yourself how to take them for yourself without me. So this is what I'm going to tell you, and I do believe that this season has begun. I'm not a Bitcoin bro. I'm not a crypto bro. I'm just a trader who likes to trade different things. When opportunities come along like this, I like to grab hold of them, and I do believe that we're entering a bullish season or phase for crypto. During these bull phases, the first thing that often moves is Ethereum, followed by Bitcoin, followed by the rats and mice, as I call them, the smaller altcoins. So far, we've seen Ethereum rallying up dramatically. We saw Bitcoin over the weekend picking up a bit of pace. We saw XRP last week, along with Ethereum, rallying and dropping back a bit over this weekend. The same with Polkadot, Doge, Cardano, Litecoin, Solana, all dropping back a bit as Bitcoin takes the fall. What is normally the case is that after Ethereum has completed its run, I don't think it's complete yet, maybe 5,000 on Ethereum. We're at 4.3 now, 4.2. After Ethereum has completed its run and simultaneously as Bitcoin runs up with it, and if you trade these coins regularly like I do during these bull runs, you'll know the exact nature of it. It's very violent, very dramatic, very quick, and it generally only lasts a week or two. And I remember every single bull run occasion when I've traded those periods without sleep, without much fear, really, in terms of buying coins, because really the risk sort of just goes away to a large extent. That doesn't mean I go gangbusters and start leveraging. I generally don't use leverage, and I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think it's a good idea for treasury companies, particularly, to trade and invest on leverage. Nevertheless, those are some concerns we'll deal with later. I think that Bitcoin, crypto in general, tokenization, digitalization is beginning with full flourish right this minute. There are, according to 3 GPTs that I've used, around about 800,000 people in the world who have 1 Bitcoin or more. It's probably far less than that. As the price of Bitcoin goes up, that number will drop, and people will start selling out to corporates, banks, Michael Saylor, BlackRock. They'll gobble it all up, and no one will have anything eventually, apart from the few who are canny. My plan is to trade all of these coins over this run for the last time, probably, and put all the profits from these trades, including the other 2 that I mentioned, SUI and SUI and BNB, and the ones that are on your screen, they'll all end up in the top left-hand corner into my Bitcoin wallet at some point. These are not investments to me. These are trading vehicles which are potentially, and not guaranteed to, explode over the next few weeks and generate huge returns. 2x, 5x, 10x, 20x, some funny coins, maybe even 100x, if you can find them and you dare. Although the risk's almost zero, because you can often buy them for a penny and sell them for $1. This is all hot air and fluff, and it's got nothing to do with serious business or trading, but it's an opportunity to put some more Bitcoin into your Bitcoin pot. And that's all I'm going to say about that, folks. If you would like to take advantage of this crypto run, if it happens at all, and if I'm able to trade it well and efficiently and accurately and safely, I will be doing that within my private group with my traders, and you can come and join us there if you'd like to. I would suggest, though, at the same time, that you don't get involved in this if you're inexperienced or you are prone to gambling or are not risk averse, because it's during the bull runs, sadly and strangely, that most crypto traders and investors lose their money, because they start over leveraging as the market starts going exponential, and they end up bag holding all the junk at the top when the market gets rug pulled and flops down to the side. And even though they've got a massive profit on the way up, it just evaporates instantly as the small pullbacks destroy the leveraged positions. The other thing that happens is people just don't realize or don't want to pick a top for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP particularly, thinking that these will just keep on going up endlessly. And so they get caught bag holding a ton of profit at the top. They haven't moved it into Bitcoin or into USDT or into just pure US dollars. They've kept it in their fart coin and their Litecoin and their Cardano Grant coin, and ended up losing it all because they all came back down to bottom, down to almost zero. Not zero, but you know what I mean. So that's it, folks. That's the crypto run. That's how I'm playing it. If you want to join me, you know where to find me. And for those who are with me already, we're going to have some fun this week and next week and the next week. The whole of August, I think, is not August. Yeah, well, the rest of August and maybe September. Let me recap for you, folks. We've talked about stocks, and I'm going to show you one chart for each of the 4 recaps. First thing, stocks. I'm looking to get long later on today or early on Monday for a ride up to the top of the channel on the NASDAQ. Same on the S&P, same on the Dow, and then an eventual big rug pull after touching the top of the channel and the moving average, channel top line, and Bollinger Band, and then crashing down into the 200 period moving average. I'm not going to repeat everything I just said at the beginning of the video now, but I'm reminding you of those. The next thing we talked about was gold, and I said to you, and I've lost it now. I've already removed the gold chart. I've got to get those renewed. I said to you, gold is in an ascending triangle. Go back to the beginning of the video to watch it. An ascending triangle, breaking back in from the bottom and probably about to break out through the top. We're long on gold and silver, long on stocks, ready to reverse stocks later on this week, but hold on to the longs on gold and silver. We talked about natural gas. I said, I don't know which way this is going to go. We don't have a position apart from a small hedge. But if we don't hold this level at the bottom of the channel, I think we're going down into the lower twos. If we do hold this level, I think we're going up to $4, the top of the channel, and potentially a breakout through the top in what could be a very large bull flag. We've seen these moves before, only every couple of years, but they do come along, these breakouts from massive bull flags. Let me show you one example right here. Do you remember when natural gas was trading at $10? Yeah, well, I do. We were shorting it from $10, and we broke out of a bull flag in order to get there. There it is there. Absolutely perfect. And that took us to $10. We have another bull flag down here at $3, right down here. And I'm hoping, this one, the green one, not the small one, and I'm hoping that this is potentially the start of a big bull run. If not, we're going down to $2 or closer to $2. And that was natural gas. And the third thing I talked about, or fourth thing rather, was the Bitcoin bull run. I'm not going to repeat it now, but just to tell you that I've got 10 coins, maybe 11 or 12, that I've selected, and that I'm going to be trading the alts and siphoning in to Bitcoin and stuffing as much Bitcoin into my Kraken wallet as I possibly can by taking profits on these alts, if and when they get a wiggle on. And that's it. No, I'm not going to be talking about crude oil, pashwa. I said I would not, and I'm not going to. We are not talking about oil. All right, I'll talk about oil. All right. Enough people just need to ask to wear me down, and I'll do it. You know that. All right, let's talk about oil. Well, we're still short on oil. We were the whole week. And it was a bit touch and go, really, because, in fact, I think I think the price is actually slightly below where we were. Let me move that away. All right, so we're not in oil, by the way. So if you remember, well, we basically took a massive profit. That's all I can say. We've been shorting from all of these highs, and we got out at the bottom here, as I said I would, into this order block. It's just a simple profit taking. I'm not changing my view on oil at all. I do believe we're moving down, and we're following this path down to the bottom of the channel. First of all, 55, and then 50. But I suppose we'll have to bounce here because we've moved down quite a lot. We've had like a $5 move from $70 down to 60, actually $7, $8 move down to 62, and we've exited there. I expect we'll get a bounce back up to at least the underside of this triangle. Let me just try and give you some projections here and draw a wee path in. And I expect we'll get either that and then down. Let's try and make these red. And that's a very small bounce. That would only take us up to about 65. But the important level that we have to consider always is Dixie Moab, and that's right up here. And for some reason, I wonder if we can change the colors on this. There we go, we can. No, what is this? Symbol. Bear with me, I want to draw this. There's a channel line. There was a channel line in here. Anyway, I've lost it. This level here, where you can, okay, let's make this darker. All right. So where I've got Moab written, there's actually a channel drawn in here. I don't know where it's gone now. But more or less that level there, I'll draw a line across there, I suppose, at the bottom of this sort of bottom breakout. Let's make that black. Let's make it purple. All right, so that's the Moab line, the mother of all breaks. So we've broken down below it now, and we have to always allow for a retest. Now, on the retest, the first bounce out of this zone, out of the channel bottom, we went straight through the Moab purple line support all the way back up to the top of the channel. That was because of the bombing of Iran, the nuclear materials. Of course, when nothing happened after that, and it was just, America bombed Iran, the oil price just came down again. So there we go, a bit of a damp squib, really, in terms of getting excited about the price of oil. My point about all of this is the purple line is actually the real support level that we may have to revisit. I don't know, but let's draw another one in there just like that and change the color a wee bit. And that could be the second alternative for a path and a bounce or retracement. Let's make this one, I don't know, blue. We don't use blue very often, do we? So the second path could take us all the way up to $66, $67, or maybe we'll just bounce up to this more localized, flat, rising ever so slightly trend line and then continue on down. So that would be $64.50 or $66.80 to sell. I prefer the $66.80 personally, but if you are eager to short, you might consider selling there. If you think that WTI oil has got a bottom in place, which it may well do, I'm not saying it does not, then, and you want to buy, you're at the right place right now. Have a look at the candle on Friday, sort of hesitation candle, but at support at the order block. If you went long, not a bad shout actually. And if you go across and have a look at Brent crude oil simultaneously, it's a slightly more doji-ish candle, but below support, which is a problem. So nothing here giving me great excitement about buying or selling or doing anything really. We do have that small hedge on there, which I have to remove at some point. Not on oil, sorry. I'm talking about gas now. Nothing on oil. So there's a lot of shouting going on outside for Sunday night. It's been a great day down at the beach today, and I think all the lads are coming back with their surfboards. Folks, that's it for now. It's Sunday night. I'm going to go and spend some time with my family and eat some food and drink another Red Bull and chill and get ready for the market open. This whole weekend, I've had very little sleep. I've been trading crypto, stacking those sats from the altcoins into Bitcoin. I'll be doing that the whole week until this run ends. And maybe it's not even started. Maybe it's a false flash in the pan. Who knows? But until this ends, I'm going to be trading Bitcoin and other coins all day. Coin HBAR. HBAR is a good one as well. Thank you, Hassan. Hassan. HBAR. Yeah. All right. That's some good ideas here, folks. Gold looks like the 2008, 2009 crash. I don't think we're going to crash on gold. Not yet. Domenico. I'd never bought altcoins, but today I bought Curve and Ondo Finance. Yeah, so folks, be careful of this. When you see someone typing in a chat room, I've never bought altcoins, but I've gone, I'm not saying anything about you, Domenico. I'm using you as an example. I'm not talking about you at all. But for example, everyone's buying altcoins and the altcoin frenzy starts. When someone writes in a chat room, I've never bought altcoins, but I went all in on altcoins today. I'm not saying you didn't say that, Domenico. I'm saying if you did read that, I'm being exaggeratory. Then you have to be concerned about the market. And when you start seeing those sorts of comments, that's what I'm saying. These are, and when you start seeing it on the back of cereal packets and newspapers, and your friends are talking about it at the coffee shop, probably near the top. And I think we are. But I think we've got the blow-off still to come. Bought today. Well done, Domenico. It's a fun thing to trade these altcoins, knowing it's really just a gamble, much of it, although it's a sort of a controlled, good guess gamble, I suppose. Your views on cocoa, we're not talking about cocoa today, and I'm going to leave and love you, folks. Have a great trading evening, and I'll see you soon. I will be returning to my private group right now, and if there are any questions, I'll answer those there. And thank you for being here, folks. Please subscribe, like the video, and come and join us in the private group. Don't lose your money every time you trade natural gas, crude oil, gold, stocks. Get it wrong time and time again. Lose 100, lose 200, lose 1,000, lose 10,000, lose 500. People do it all the time. Most people that come to join my private group have already lost loads of money and they don't know what to do next. Don't get to that point first. Learn how to do it properly. Save your money. Don't lose your money. Come and join us. I'll help you as much as I can. I promise. I'll do my very, 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 very best to help you become a good trader and teach you everything that I know. And that's what we should be doing when we get old. Is passing knowledge on. In your opinion, what is the proper percentage of crypto? I'm 100% crypto, Domenico. I have no fiat. No fiat. 100% crypto. I'm really all in. And yeah, I try to not use fiat currencies. You can almost live without paying. Probably just a couple of things, one or two things. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have any loans. I don't have any debts. I don't have any car loans. I don't have any credit cards. I don't have any clothing accounts. I don't have any. I've got nothing to really spend money on that I need. I don't have to travel anywhere. I live on the beach. I don't have to go to the shops in the car. I live near the store. Well, it's a beach store a few hundred yards away. So yeah, that's great. So I don't need fiat money. And your question was, in your opinion, what is the proper percentage of crypto? Domenico, in my opinion, and I'm not advising it to anyone at all, I'm all in, 100%. 100% allocation to crypto, mainly Bitcoin. Trump's getting gold up to have a similar short like copper. I don't think so, but maybe. I mean, it depends. What is any gold in Fort Knox? We were talking about this today. Actually, I had a friend of mine over. We were talking about Bitcoin and how much gold is in Fort Knox, if any, and what, as a percentage of the amount of fiat that the U.S. government has printed, probably very, 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 very negligibly small. So what are they going to replace it with, and how can they replace it without affecting the fiscus? And I think maybe Bitcoin is part of that. And revaluing of gold, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. Heard of stranger things, but I think we've got enough on our plate for the moment, just dealing with the crypto revolution, to think about re-evaluating gold and getting into that whole morass and what's in Fort Knox. I don't think the Trump administration is too keen to do all of that right now. I have no clue. In fact, I don't even know what the Trump administration thinks about anything. So what a silly thing to say. Right. Manatee, thanks, mate. Thanks. I'll see you later. Jeremy and Ben Hall, lovely to see you. And Keith, fantastic. Thank you so much for coming, everyone. Jeremy, always nice to see you. Mr. Tabji, Domenico, MD, Omkar, Robson Jr., Pashwa, Ritesh, Klaztech, loads of folks here. Lovely to see you. Mexico City in the house. Thank you. Wonderful to see you. Is that Eduardo? Yeah, Mexico. Mexico. Hola. And Hamidreza Akbari. You're amazing, James. Thanks for being here. No worries, mate. I appreciate you being here as much as I hope you appreciate me being here. Please like and subscribe. Click those buttons, folks. It really, really, really helps. And I don't make any money from this YouTube channel, honestly. In fact, probably cost me money, if anything, including a new set of super duper microphone headphones I had to buy for our live streams at Olive Prime. All right, folks, it's been a great session with you. Thank you very much. And if you want to catch me live tomorrow, I'll be at Olive Prime at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and I will be releasing a technical video sometime during the day tomorrow before the US session. Look out for that. Take care. Have a lovely evening, and be safe. And don't FOMO into too many altcoins. It's not the time to do something totally nuts, but you might get a little bit crazy on the altcoins, just for a bit of fun. And put that all into Bitcoin. Don't leave it in the alts. Good night, everyone.